Hello and welcome to 5 a Day with Jay. I am your host, J.R. Murdoch. How are you? Hope you're doing well. If you live in Texas, I hope you are staying warm despite the power outages. I hope everything is going well for you. I know it's not all of Texas, but it is a very large chunk. I do have a coworker who was not at work today because he is sitting in his house with a kerosene heater, trying to keep warm, trying to keep his pipes from freezing up. I'm really hoping that those people whose pipes did freeze up don't have burst pipes, because this could compound itself and become even worse. That said, moving on to what we want to discuss today. I woke up this morning to a little bit of a surprise. Harvey Stanbo, I've known him for some time. He and I have interacted across blogs. He's been a writer for a significantly longer time and definitely has published more books than I have over the years. As I have been saying throughout this, I'm working on getting back into publishing my books. I have a bunch of them sitting aside that I'm working on getting going. Yes, I know I'm not following Heinlein rules to write, release, edit, to critique, all that whatnot. I realize I have a backlog of books that I need to get out. I'm building up to that. I'm getting there slowly. One of the things that I'm also working on, especially with doing this YouTube channel and on my blog, is working on building my platform. Nathan Lowell said a very long time ago, when people would try to glom onto him and say, hey, promote me, Nathan would say, I am not your platform. Every author needs to build their own platform. It's a slow, tedious process in many, many cases. In my case, it's failed miserably over the years because I've been so inconsistent with getting things done and getting books out and releasing content. I'm working on changing that. I'm changing that with the YouTube channel by releasing my fiction serialized every week. Trying to do a short story every week, trying to do my serialized fiction every week. Yes, I know I've got a month before I need to really have a whole recording done. I'll get there. I know I will. That said, I am working on expanding my platform beyond the podcast community. That's why I'm doing this YouTube channel. That's why I'm standing here talking on YouTube. I'm working on building my platform. I am on TikTok. I'm working on building my platform. I am blogging. I'm working on building my platform. That is what I'm spending a lot of my time doing right now, is building my platform. Can I repeat that again? I'm working on building my platform. There's no right or wrong way to do platform building, and there's no manual that says if you do A, B, C, and D, you will succeed. There isn't anything like that out there. Trust me, I've tried. The books that I have read, I have done I've been on Twitter, been on Facebook, did a podcast. I did all of that stuff, and I got tens of readers total. It frustrated me, and I stopped. That's on me. 100% on me. I got going again. People are like, oh, hey, I remember that Murdoch fellow. Let me go check out the next book. By the way, when's the podcast of that book coming? Free content. Everyone wants free content. I get it. Authors want to sell books. Readers just want to consume. I get that. I am working on doing the audio. The audio will be serialized for all of my books. I'm going to just pump everything out. I'll try and do half an hour to 45 minutes a week on audio and get things cranked out. That's my goal. That said, I also need to get books written as well as recorded. These are all parts of the process when it comes to authoring and when it comes to writing. The biggest challenge for me at this point is keeping my motivation up. I have a weekly writers group that I haven't been attending. That's on me. Every week, the Dead Robot Society meets on Wednesday. And by the Dead Robot Society, I don't mean Paul and Terry. I mean a group of authors who follow the Dead Robot Society Facebook page. We've all been getting together for a couple years now. And we meet, talk writing. Where are you at? How's it going? Go get 'em, Tiger. It's a great group of people. If you need a writing group, I linked in the last one, join the Dead Robot Society Facebook group. Every week they will post the link to the writers meeting. It happens on Wednesday. at 5:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Central time. If you live somewhere else across the globe, calculate. You can figure it out. If you want to be there, you will figure out how to be there. Some of the folks are in Australia. I mean, it's the middle of the day for them, or it's early in the day. It's tomorrow for them, isn't it? That's not my platform. That's a support group. Tonight, I attended a talk with Sandra Wickham, another great author with some great resources. And if you need help getting into the writing process, she's an excellent resource. I'll link to her in the show notes. I'll link to her Facebook page. I'll link to her author page. She does coaching for authors. Another great service that if you need it, go get it. She is a wonderful author, a great person, and will help you significantly should you need it. Most of these services I mentioned, they're not free. Dean Wesley Smith, the lessons he has, they're not free. Harvey Stanbo also has lessons. They are not free. Sandra Wickham offers help in getting your writerly thing going. Not free. These people are writers. They write for a living, but they supplement their income by helping up-and-coming writers learn the craft, learn what they're doing, and get their feet under them. I've been writing... First book I wrote, I finished in 1998. I started it in 1991. I had a lot of false starts and a lot of learning along the way. It was awful. It was a terrible book. I wrote a second book and then a third book and then a fourth book, all in the Of Gnomes and Dwarves series. So I had 4 books written before I really actually started to learn about writing. Writing, much like any art, you don't know how much you don't know until you start to learn a little bit, and then you realize just how much there is to learn about writing. Photography. Me with my little GoPro. I'm doing time lapses. They're simple. They're quick. I shine it up at the sky. I'm learning things like last night I should have checked the weather because I put my GoPro outside, had it all nice and set up to get a nice shot from a different angle, and it rained. Thankfully, GoPros are waterproof, so knock on wood. GoPro is still good. I watched it. It was kind of funny watching some stormy clouds go over and then just nothing but rain. I laughed. Okay, that's fine. I'm learning. I'm learning not only writing, doing these YouTube videos. I'm learning more about Adobe After Effects. Right now, I haven't done it. I'm going to work on it, but I'm going to do that little pop-up that comes up and slides in, have the author name, little footer across the bottom, little scrolly thing. I know I've talked about this before, but I watched a few videos on how to do it. The videos are 10 to 15 minutes long. The people that are doing it are like, okay, now do this, now do that, now do this, click, 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 click. And I'm like, oh, slow down. That little 10, 15-minute video is going to take me an hour and a half to get through to just figure out how to do a little, scrolly thing. Once I learn how to do it, it'll be in my toolbox. The same thing works with writing. Little things you learn along the way, you pick up, you put them in your toolbox. The best way to learn how to write is not just reading, but reading is very helpful. You need to understand basic sentence structure, basic formatting, foreshadowing, cliffhangering, little things like that. And that's where a lot of these individuals who offer these services are well worth your time and your investment. You will learn what you don't know that will lead you down the path to learn more about what you don't know and grow as a writer. That said, the biggest challenge of being a writer is butt in chair. The more time you put in your chair writing words, the more words you will produce. It's just... And this is where Harvey linked to some older posts of mine. So when I sat down and I said I had a surprise, the surprise was all the people that were hitting my blog. I get at most 5 hits on a blog post in a 24-hour period after I post it. That to me is a good time. Harvey was linking to an older post that I'd done on how I write so fast. And I still consider myself a faster than normal writer right now. It's just I'm not spending as much time sitting down and writing as I would as I'm producing these videos. I'm working on growing my platform. I want to grow my audience. So I need to put in the time to doing both. So Harvey linked to that site, and I sat down this morning and I had 25 hits on my website. And I'm like, well, this is abnormal. An average day across all of my blog hits will see maybe 7 hits. A couple older posts, 2 or 3 on the new post. So when I saw I had 25, I'm like, well, that's a surprise. Throughout the day, I now have over 50 hits on my blog. This is not what I intended when I mentioned Harvey's name, when I linked to him in the description. I linked to him because he and I are associates. We know each other. We interact online. Would love to talk to him one day. But it was not my expectation that he was going to link back to me and throw me some hits. So if you got here because of Harvey, thank you so much for joining me. I'm hoping you're enjoying the content. I hope you went through and did some reading on what I had posted. I am by no means an expert writer. I cannot tell you how to get from point A to point B in a writer career. I'm still at point A myself. I'm still sitting down, cranking out words, writing books, doing the read through, using editors to go through and edit my books, clean things up as best I can, piece them together, create my book cover, and pump them out. That's what I'm currently working on. I've been working on that stage of my writing career for about the past 15 years, and I just cannot seem to ever get any traction. It's a challenge, something I have not figured out, something that no matter how many books I read, I just cannot figure out how to grow my audience, and that's what I'm trying to do. So, if you have a magic bullet for growing your audience, let me know. I'd love to hear it. Odds are it worked for you, but it doesn't work for everybody. That's what I found on all these books I've read. One of the things that I need to go back and start watching more of is the 20 books to 50K series, which is, it's a Facebook group. There's books out there. It's a group of people that interact together and work on sharing their experiences to help grow their sales and grow their audience. That's where I'm at right now. I would love to grow to that level, even just to get 20 books out and have 5K, 10K come in a year. I think it would be wonderful. I'm not there yet. At my best, I've made less than $1,000 a year. Honestly, the best year I had was probably $950 in one year I made. I'm not complaining. There are challenges. I get that. I'm working on overcoming those. The whole thing I'm trying to get to is every writer has their own journey. Don't depend on anyone else to give you their platform to promote you. That's not their job. They worked hard to build their platform. You need to work hard on building your own platform. So I will say, again, thank you, Harvey, for sharing the link, sending people my way. I really appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. But that wasn't my intent for sharing the link. The link is to just share content with people who may follow me or may not. So again, thank you for joining me. I'm glad you found your way here, regardless of how you found your way here. You know what I'd like to hear? Hear in the comments. How did you find me? Again, these videos are going to be out here forever. I'm not going to take them down. I'm going to keep doing them every day. So if you found your way to this video a year from now, let me know how you found me. Let me know. I would love to hear from you. I'm going to reply to every comment I get. Well, at least read every comment I get. I will attempt to reply to every comment. I'm getting so many comments a week. I'm getting 1, maybe 2 comments a week. How do I keep up? Tongue-in-cheek, sarcasm aside, I would love to hear from you. Love to hear how you found me. If you're enjoying the content, let me know. I'd love to hear that. At any rate, I've been talking your ear off. This has been 5 a Day with Jay. Really 10 a day, Jay. This day 15. You Some days I'm going to do more. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. At any rate, it's been 5 A Day with Jay. I've been J.R. Murdoch. You've been awesome.